Hi friends, welcome back to playing tribute to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. We are finishing up and it is about time to get everything squared away, I guess. There's a lot happening here and we need to keep the trial going until we get a little bit of help from our allies. Now, I believe that we are off looking for Ms. Franziska von Karma to try to find Gumshoe because we have no idea where he was when he got into his accident on his way to giving us some important pieces of evidence, which we do not have right now, and we don't know anything about these important pieces of evidence because he didn't tell us anything before everything went down. So we've got a little bit of time left as after the handwriting sample has been found as far as the suicide note, and it's just there's a lot going on. So let's jump right in. Let's see if we can save the day or whether we're going to be left or have to leave Maya behind. It's a lot. Oh, also the viewers of the court hate me right now. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Wow, we do not look happy. It's probably because of the whole thing with Gumshoe. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Oh. What? No. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. Well, that's unexpected. Order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Engard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. He would... Yeah, okay. So I've been thinking about this ever since the handwriting analysis came. I was like, do I need to provide something for the handwriting analysis? Because there is a note here from her. So I think that he would be able to recognize her handwriting if he saw the note. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything that the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Engard to not have known it was a fake. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, your response? I believe that's even more important than finding out if this note is real or not. It's whether the attorney's badge pinned to that man's chest is real. That is the million-dollar question. Oh, was that wrong? Oh, man. Okay. We're starting off strong, guys. We're starting off strong. Real strong. Actually, there's something I would like to ask. It baited me into that. That was mean. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to the effect of the defendant had spied on Mr. Corrida's private life. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well. Oh. Thanks, Mr. Judge. I see what we're doing here. That's it. Yes. Thank you, Judge, for being on my side for the moment. And so naturally, this means Mr. Engard would have known that the note was a fake. See here, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I was the one who thought of that spying thing. Jumping in and stealing my thunder like that is simply... I can't even describe it. Yes, sorry. Wait, is he gonna penalize me? Again? Oh, that's so mean. Great, thanks, game. Thank you for the double penalty. Wow. Well, you know what? I found him guilty. That's what we wanted, right? Thanks, game. Thanks, game. BRB, guys. Let's just skim through this. Da 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 da. Da da da. Da da da. Alright guys, we're back. We know what to present now. We have to present the camera. I figured out, by the way, I think that I got double penalized because if I had picked don't present, like I don't have anything, then the judge would have had that idea, I would have stolen it, and then he would have penalized me. So, I guess that's why. I don't know. I guess this is my evidence. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera! Huh, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Oh, that's right. He knew about the note because he was spying on him. So, of course, he would know where it came from. I see. You know, this is the trouble with playing in bits and bursts throughout days and not, like, straight on through in one or two sittings. Yikes. If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Yak! So then the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, It's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Engard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Order, 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 Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured. As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley DeKiller to commit murder. That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness? It's, he's stuttering again. Go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley DeKiller. Oh, Mr. DeKiller. Wait, Shelley DeKiller? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this all right with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is all right to do this. Very well, then. The prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. He is not having a good time here. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKiller, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. DeKiller himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley DeKiller. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya! Maya! A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Okay, there's a certain point in this particular case that it breaks into two endings, and I want to show both of them, so I'm gonna do a quick save here, Because I don't know, I don't remember where that break comes, or where that fork in the road comes. So, I'm going to save there, and I might save a little later too, just to get that in course here. Shelley DeKiller. What is he going to say? Oh, we get little witness testimony. Cool, alright. There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. DeKiller seems to be a very clever man. I will say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. DeKiller is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between the clients and himself? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected. Phoenix. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that's why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the DeKiller name so that my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It's only a hypothetical, anyway. Okay. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves, and this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Okay, I think we grasp it. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. Egomaniacal. It's no good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow that, coming from an assassin, makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears that this one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. It's only because you don't know about my situation. Trust between you and your client. Okay, this is all stuff that we already dot. I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person. I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we're ready. Excellent. I do agree. Let's do it. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness, what is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt Engard, perhaps. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You showed DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Engard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help secure his acquittal. Of course you do. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Engard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring in Miss Adrian Andrews immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Engard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. DeKiller is lying. And Engard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Okay, I'm gonna save it here too. There are branching paths that are coming, and I want to make sure I get both of them. For your sake. Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please, that testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death? It was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume. But that's... You even had a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. I just don't want to have to replay stuff, so... Sorry. Sorry for all of the save breaks here. Just making it go a little faster. Okay, here we go. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. We have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Okay, so obviously we know what the right thing to do is, but branching pathways, I think that this is the way to get the other ending. So I'm going to request the verdict first and be a terrible person, just so that you guys can see that ending, and then I'll go and I'll play for real. Your Honor, the defense will make a request. It's no use. I can't. It feels like I've lost my voice. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Engarde. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Okay, so I guess this isn't when the pathway branches. But it's a nice little thing into Phoenix's mind. I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. Okay, no, now I'm curious. I wonder what would have happened then. Would I have gotten that same kind of insight into his mind? Hold, please. I'll be right back. And we're back. Let's not be a terrible person. Let's wait for Gumshoe's new evidence. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. Okay, so it's the same... We're getting the same back and forth here. Okay. I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Engarde. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here, in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About... All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrido was dead. But even more appalling is that creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Okay. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. Okay, again, there's a branching pathway somewhere, and I'm going to figure out where it is. Press everything! What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No, I'm not thinking of hiring. Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one who does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. And it goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my old business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police, I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi, too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely the situation is at all times. If that's really true. That's odd. Okay, so that's the statement. Maybe. Oh wait, hold on a second. Not that one. Nope. One of the pictures. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of that. So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assumed it was probably done to frame Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. My job is to kill. That is all. And to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again, as in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. You really know. I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true, however, you realize that that would be very bad for our client, right? Yeah, I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Let's just sit here for a few hours and listen to the pretty music. Already knew from the very beginning that Juan Guardo was dead. Okay, so what's the proof here? What is the proof here? Alright, I don't think I have anything to do with any of these. Guitar case. Suicide report, wine glass. If the argument is that she knew the whole time that he was dead, and I need to prove that she didn't. Right? So the tomato juice before was used as, like, proof that she didn't know that he was dead. But if it's all a part of her plan here to pretend, well, that's pretty obscure thing to do. So I feel like the juice bottle is the, but that's such an obscure piece of evidence. This is just gonna be a habit from me from now on here. We're just gonna save stuff because, once again, the health being low, all of that, just not great. I want to prove. Okay, pretending she was a virgin. Let's press this again. Saying most clients won't do. That's correct. Use my services sometime. Judge judges me. Okay. She knew from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. She knew from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. Hey, I was right! Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have just, like, hesitated like that. Oh, okay. Alright, we're at Smug Phoenix here. Here we go. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. Oh, that's right, it was poured for him. That's right, not for her. Got it, cool. I forgot about that little tidbit. That's a lot more apparent and obvious that was the correct thing to present. You really should have included that in the court record, that it was poured for Juan. Like, I don't think that says that. Yeah. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if DeKiller figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Objection! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items DeKiller left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. So you physically met with your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. We are on a tightrope. Press everything! 1 week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. And I was barely able to finish. When you request my service, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please, stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Always press further. This is... Okay, so I do remember the first time I played this case, I think I might have said this already. I had to look up a guide, because I had a choice like this to press further, and turned away because I was like, oh man, I'm gonna die. I'll show you where it is. It's gonna come up. And then I totally forgot that I had that option, and I was like, well, now I'm stuck. And then it led me to that point again, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this point. So I was fine up till that point, and really beyond that point if I had just pressed further. So always press further. So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him into his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Sure. Put it in there. The testimony there has made one thing clear. The client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. I guess they didn't actually add it to the thing. At least I didn't get penalized for it. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? This is dangerous. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I've never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Always. It's always important. Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he's mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now, would the witness please continue? So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. Okay, time to go back through again. Okay, this isn't the point where it changes. That's the thing, you have to, like, go in a weird specific order. Further. It's about the bear. It's important. But they already knew that. Blah, 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 blah. And it's important. Okay. Maybe I don't say that this is important, since it's giving me a choice. I don't see how that goes further. What the killer said sounds plausible, but in the end it's just conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important. Well then, witness, please continue. So what if I say that this isn't important? The labyrinthian testimony that is trying to figure out this guy's testimony here. And that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. Oh! What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? That was important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Really? If that's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. Hey, remember that you can present profiles? Objection! I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So what's the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Ms. Adrian Andrews. I forgot about the sweating walkie-talkie. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. I see. Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What is going on? Shelley DeKiller, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you will allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one cord, 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Yeah, never mind that earlier you said you don't take requests by mail. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. DeKiller met with his client? No. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. And why could you not meet certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? I'm very sorry. I despise the shortenings of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot, hands down. Ahem. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... Okay, so what are these other small things? That's really what I wanted to press. But, you know, pressing everything is helpful too. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. See, when it tells you things like this, you will turn and run. I'm not afraid of you. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait! This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Okay, I think this was the time where I forced myself to turn back. But here's what I'm going to do. I am going to turn back right now because I might need more information from further testimony. So I'm going to press the continuous statements and then I'm going to come back to the statement just in case it works like, wasn't it the last case of the last game where it's like I presented something out of order and it was awful and everything went badly and I lost. So I'm gonna let it go for now and I'm gonna come back. The killer sounds like one sharp man. I should try to find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Let's continue with the testimony, witness, if you please. Okay, so I'm going to continue the testimony. I'm going to press everything. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No. I think I can pull something out of what he said. But it would be real bad if I did something that made him mad over something trivial. There are no problems with the testimony, Your Honor. Pretty much reached the end of our rope here. Seems like we're so okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we will end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that'll put us in. Oh yeah, and all we can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Okay. There were a few moments, that I was given the choice of presenting proof that it's not as he says. So one of them was here, where the judge asked if I can present proof that he did, in fact, meet the client face to face. Wait, didn't he just say? Could not meet certain clients, blah blah blah. No, it was the previous one. You always meet your clients. I did not meet him this time. Any proof that the killer met with his clients. So is my proof then the bear? Hi, back to saving again. Just really, I get really nervous in these cases, and this is how I always played the game. I would just save before every choice, just in case. I usually kept going though, because I never died full out, but not anymore. Yeah, no, definitely not right.
Cool. That's fair. That's all fair. The wrong piece. See, it's like, it's egging me on. Okay. Yeah, alright. So I have to do it. It's time to push through. I've pressed everything. I need to press further. This is where he threatens me. And this is where I press my luck. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. See, it's like super chill. The bear figurine. There it is. Okay. So... oh, man. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. But he just said it. And to give it to Adrian Andrews. Yeah, so he said that. He saw whenever we pressed that statement. I think that was a mistake of the game. Okay. I found this figurine at Mr. Engard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Engard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. White, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No. As long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here, pressing the witness anymore would be extremely dangerous. Appears that Mr. Wright has no problems. Well then, witness, please continue. Okay. So then... now I press this and say that he has in fact met the client. Same thing. Really? Alright, hold please. And we're back! Hello! How are you guys doing? Alright, alright. Let me see, because this was something that I had to wonder about too. Never saw your client's face when I gave the figurine. She was wearing the mask. Do I have problems with this testimony? Not really. Okay. So, find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. Don't like mine to be a man. Just
Yeah, there's really nothing wrong with that. Okay. Took this request by mail. You always meet your clients, blah blah blah. You didn't meet this time. And we discovered that the bear was not proof. Unfortunately, I don't have proof. See, the bear line of questioning is just another waste of time. Okay. Without having met my clients. 2 or 3 small things. Okay, so 2 or 3 other things. Yes. What are these other things? 4 things. One of these was to find the bear figure. I need to give it to Adrian Andrews. It was found in the Guard Mansion. This really seems like my only point to jump on. Right? Because everything else is pretty much asking for proof and stuff. This one, the game might guide me to its logic. So that I don't have to replay things. Gonna do a safety save. And so the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there's a contradiction.
Okay, wait a second. If he says that he gave it to Miss Andrews, but did not see her face, then he would have to make sure that it was in fact Miss Andrews that he was giving it to, right? So why would he give it to him without their face?
I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright?
Okay. He claimed to give the bear to
Adrian Andrews. I've gotten everything.
I've pressed and pressed. I don't know what else to do here. I have to present evidence, right?
Let's go over this one more time. Okay, game, help me out. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Ingard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes, where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? It's the Battle of Wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it is possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear.
Because she knows how to open it, and she would have burned the letter. Okay, I know what the game wants me to do. She would have burned the letter. She's been talking about burning this letter for entirety of the case. So my proof is the suicide note because it was found inside the figurine. It mentions that on the thing. If it's not that, I might be in front of its logic. But she is the only one who can open it, who's alive. So I'm gonna present the suicide note because that's the conclusion of it. Because I don't think it wants me to chain evidence, so let's do this. Shelley DeKiller. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was
was going to burn it. If even for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order! 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 So that's where you two are going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note is still inside the bear, tells us this your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be that client.
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
I'm sure I mentioned this before.
How I hate traitors above all else.
I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not... That's enough.
If that's your only intention, there's only one thing for me to do.
Oh no, I think I might have lost. Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
Oh no. I might have lost. Please. Not that. Please wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise...
What in... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution...
What has come over everyone? Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? This is such a terrifying case. Every turn of it. Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Matt Engard, will be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Miss Andrews would be charged with murder.
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Engard, to the stand.
The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands.
Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Yeah, your image is gone either way, buddy. Huh? Oh gosh. Yeah, no, his image is gone. I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Engard, you were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing, like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? think this is my crossroads. This case breaks you. Horrible, horrible stuff. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? You better get Enguarde a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. If I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. If I say he's guilty or not guilty, either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Anders, then your client, Mr. Matt Enguarde, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Enguarde, is... Okay, so, this is not the point of the crossroads. I don't know where it was. It was probably back when, it was pretty much certain that Adrian was the client. I think that actually would have been the ending had I lost. So instead of the courtroom doors closing and there being the guilty, I think that losing my health would have actually gone to that alternate ending instead, because I was actually winning the case at that point, but there would be a little screen of the bad ending, so to speak. So, sorry, I cannot show you guys that ending after all, but that's okay, because now I feel better. I don't have to be a terrible person. Matt Enguarde is guilty. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Enguarde, your client, deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Enguarde is...
Objection!
Franziska von Karma! What are you doing here? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. A Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. It's gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial's already over. All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I don't believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Fair enough. Now, Ms. Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Okay, I know what we need to find. I don't think I'll be punished for questioning things that aren't important in this particular case. So I think I'll be given another prompt to say, hey, is this important? So let's question for more details first. Does this pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least, to me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisco. It's probably not going to help us very much. Okay, so I can get some evidence, details and stuff. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Enguard Mansion. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from DeKiller. Shelley DeKiller is no ordinary man. Okay, so that's basically telling us that's important. Last piece of evidence is the Spellboy's uniform. Yeah. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There's a button missing on his uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Okay. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. Let's take a look at our new pieces of evidence. Thought to have been fired by the killer at Francisco. Violently tried to recover it. One of the special buttons is missing. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure, were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley DeKiller's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2? The first... Make Enguard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Enguard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way? forced DeKiller to end his contract with Engard. If DeKiller were no longer to think of Engard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He is a man who values his duty to his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if he could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge, we've seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all, and those people do not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible, to turn this situation around in one try. It's what I'm known for, Reggie. One try, that's all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? That's so interesting that they're that they're separate. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show with this person. So of the three things we got. This is what I want to show him. What do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like they got hold of him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my clients. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted that camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Engard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. He wanted to see Juan get his. Yeah, I believe that Engard himself told us why. Didn't trust your skills. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay. You can blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley DeKiller? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural.
That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. My fun question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors, most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. The smooth jazz as he says that. For the honor of the DeKiller name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes DeKiller's next target. That was almost me. I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. We've done both things that Mia said that we could do. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. So, we've broken the contract, and we've probably made Matt Engard not want to, well, you'll see. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Ms. Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, man. Mr. Engard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Help me. And now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this all right with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. He be guilty. Matt Enguard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self guilty? Even if you got an acquittal the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Yeah, see, he wants to be guilty. We did both of the things. Also, ouch, how sharp are his nails? As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt Enguard? I've left Ms. Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. I wasn't too great to her either. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself and who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Oh, wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that, to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Ms. Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Whoa, she jumped fast. You're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite stiff. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? It's Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth, for my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts, I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish man. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit on the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge that we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes. That's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me, this man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away in the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Group hug picture. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got Engard convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck in this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth! I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved! I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please? If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick! Food! Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? That's what he hit? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks? Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't stop being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. I love his little pathetic face. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating. So let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. Do we get the picture, like we did last time? You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, Detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items he took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh, well, you know, it's, Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things. Total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Aw, oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Ooh, boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why did she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So, where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Uh-oh. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking up something. Ah! That's Miss Von Karman's receiver! Yeah, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you were standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. You've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. Oh, am I gonna have to show evidence? I hate these, like, last-minute evidence things because I'm always afraid I'm gonna show the wrong piece. So I'm going to do this, just in case I show the wrong piece. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Okay. Do you want a bear? Do you want a puzzle bear? I honestly don't know. I think I have to give him the bear. Here, have a bear. It's either that or Von Karma's whip, but he already gave that to me. He's like, here, Phoenix, you should, or here, right? You should totally take this. So here, have a bear. What's this? It's my way of saying thanks. I see. Well, it's the Thoughts Hands. Oh no, I failed! What do I give? No! Okay. Okay, wait. What do I do? Do I give him the... What about the bigger bear? Or a bellboy's uniform. Here, have a gun. Here. I got nothing. I have no idea what to give him. Guys, I might cheat the system here. I might look up what I'm supposed to give him because I do not know. Okay, so while I'm cheating and looking up what else to give Edgeworth at this point, I also found out where the crossroads came, where you get that second ending. So it comes at the very end, and it's with presenting any evidence other than the videotape and saying anything other than wanting blackmail on you. So that's fun. But anyway, it's just I've been playing this particular part for like 2 hours at this point. I tried 2 different things. Like I need it. I'm sorry, guys. I need to know what to do here. Okay, I am supposed to present the whip. I was right. I should have went with my gut. Okay. The only reason I didn't is because he's the one who was like, "Here, hold on to this." So I'm like, "Okay. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job." It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick? I mean, Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like myself. There's a camera shop in the hotel, see, and I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Oh, what? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on. It's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. All right, then. If you say so. Objection. I forget whether I just let this play last time or I tried to talk it through. Let's see how I can do. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Miss Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. So speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case. Oh, Pearly. Oh my goodness. Well, pal, looks like I'm back in the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. That's one way of putting it. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Aren't you accident-prone? I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. That's a bad case for a waitress, to be accident-prone. I'm not sure about this. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director High. Oh. Recently, yes, that girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I ever laid so much an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Oh. It's time to begin our quest of World Circus nomination, sweetie. And to let the whole world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes. Poor Mo. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls represent. We've got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah Chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. I love when the credits come along and I totally forget all of the voices that I used for all of these people. What's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on a stand. I can't believe this. Really, how long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edipu's idea, so that means it must have been a deep, hitting meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. There's no one there to stop her. Yeah, she's still going. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. This message will now self-destruct. I don't remember that part. That's great. It's a pile of nuts and bolts now. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going to the trash. I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of the man, he told me something very interesting. Four items. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You've been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I mean, technically I did because I've played this game before, but clearly I didn't know to give him the whip. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth. I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You're going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind all those years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, Then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Aw. I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece. So I can give it to you when at last we meet again. It's Maya's drawing. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of Game 2 in the original Ace Attorney trilogy. Farewell, my turnabout. Let's see if we can take a look at... Yep, there we are. So, I hope you've enjoyed. Sorry about the iffiness that happened. Man, it has been a long time since I played that case, and I have only played it once, I'm pretty sure. There are a lot of things that I forgot about, a lot of twists and turns. But when next you see a video here, in this, I guess, series? Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Man, I've been playing for a long time. I'm so sorry, guys. When next you see a video in this series, we will be on Game 3. So stay tuned for that. I believe at the end of these, I've also been giving you my little snippet of how I felt about the case. And this is, I mean, I feel like I've been giving you snippets throughout the case, too. This is intense. It's great. I love it. The storytelling for this particular case is great. There's a lot that is a lot of personal trial and such that Phoenix goes through as far as finding out that his client is in fact guilty and then figuring out what he is to do about that and how he is to proceed, and especially with Maya on the line as well, and things just get really intense and bad, and it's a big mess. But I love just the story, the build up, the intricate personal thoughts and all of that stuff, and then of course the return of Mr. Edgeworth, because I love Edgeworth. He is a fan favorite, and his quest and his new identity of being a prosecutor for the sake of finding the truth, and that's his big thing, and that will be his big thing in the games to come as well. He's all about that, and he's just a stand-up guy. So yeah, here we are at the end, and great case. Sorry I slipped up a bit and had to kind of jump all over the place and lose a bunch of health, but hopefully in the next game I won't have too many of those issues. Though I don't know, the last case of the last game I've definitely only played one time. Like, I can guarantee you I've only played that one time, because it gets intense too. There's a lot with that one. So, but that's all for a later day. And besides, we still have yet to see my favorite case of all of the cases, because I told you what my favorite case was each game coming in, and it's the one in the third game, actually, that is my favorite of all of them. So stay tuned for that, because I think that's actually early in that game. I believe it's like the second case or something like that. So Yeah, and then there's a lot of other fun stuff going on in that game. So you know what? I'm just gonna stop. We're gonna close out here, and you guys will have to stay tuned for the fun that will be had in the next game. First case of the next game is well, you'll see. But with that, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and we're good. We made it out. Engard is guilty. Maya is safe. D-Killer is, well, he's still off and about, but I guess that's its own problem. Well, guys, talk to you all later.